I always thought love was enough. I believed if I worked hard and stayed loyal, everything else would fall into place. That was before the day Lena looked at me with shame. Can you hurry up? Lena whispered while checking her phone. Everyone's already here. I just got off work, I said. I didn't even have time to change. She looked me up and down. I can tell. We walked into the cafe where her friends were waiting. The moment I stepped inside, I felt small. Everyone was dressed clean and expensive. I sat beside Lena, trying to smile. Ethan leaned back in his chair. Bro, you still working that warehouse job? Yeah, I said. For now. For now? He laughed. Man, I can't imagine living like that. I forced a smile. It pays the bills. Lena didn't defend me. She stirred her drink and said, some people are just comfortable staying stuck. I looked at her. What's that supposed to mean? She sighed. I mean ambition matters. I felt my chest tighten. I work 12 hours a day. And still can't afford a real future, she said quietly. Her friends went silent. I wish the floor would open. Ethan smirked. You know, Lena deserves more. I laughed nervously. I'm right here, man. He shrugged. Just being honest. Lena finally looked at me, not with love, but embarrassment. Can you not make this awkward? I swallowed. I didn't say anything wrong. You exist wrong sometimes, she said. That sentence hit harder than a slap. I tried to joke. Guess I should disappear then. Nobody laughed. I heard my own voice shake. Lena, talk to me later? She nodded without looking at me. We'll see. I sat there while conversations moved on without me. Every word felt sharp. I kept thinking she's just stressed. She doesn't mean it. Love doesn't vanish like this. When we finally stood up to leave, Ethan handed her his jacket. Text me later, he said. She smiled. I will. I walked beside her outside. Since when do you text him? She crossed her arms. Since I realized I need options. Am I not enough? I asked. She didn't answer. That silence told me everything I was afraid to know. I wasn't poor in money alone. I was poor in her eyes. And for the first time, I felt love slipping through my fingers, and I couldn't hold it. We stopped at the corner. I said, Did I embarrass you? She laughed softly. You always do. That hurts, I said. She looked tired. I'm just being honest. I thought honesty meant caring. Caring doesn't pay rent, she replied. I clenched my fists. I'm trying. Trying isn't winning, she said. Look at Ethan, he's already there. So this is about money? I asked. She hesitated. It's about stability. I love you, I said. She looked away. Love isn't enough anymore. Those words stayed in the air between us. Cars passed. People laughed nearby. I felt invisible. Say something? I begged. She sighed. Let's not fight tonight. I nodded even though my throat burned. I told myself this was just a bad day. I told myself she still loved me. Deep down, I knew I was lying, but hope was all I had left. And hope felt painfully fragile. Lena asked me to come over late at night. Her voice on the phone was calm, which scared me more than anger. We need to talk, she said. I stood in her apartment, hands shaking. You're scaring me. She didn't offer me a seat. I'll be direct. Okay, I whispered. I'm tired, she said. Tired of struggling. Tired of hoping things change. I told you I'm trying, I said. I just need time. I don't have time anymore, she replied. I want a real future. My chest burned. We planned one together. She crossed her arms. Plans don't pay bills. I laughed weakly. So that's it? She looked at me like I was a problem. I can't keep living like this. Living like what? I asked. With me? Yes, she said. The word crushed me. Is there someone else? I asked, already knowing. She didn't answer right away. I didn't mean for it to happen. My voice cracked. Is it Ethan? She nodded. He understands me. I stepped back. You promised me. I promised love, she said, not poverty. I felt small. So you cheated. I moved on, she corrected. I dropped my head. How long? Long enough to know what I want, she said. I hated myself in that moment. Please don't do this. She looked annoyed. Don't beg. I love you, I said. I'll work harder. 2 jobs. 3. She shook her head. You don't get it. Explain it to me, I begged. I want stability, she said. I want comfort. I want peace. I gave you everything I had, I said. And it wasn't enough, she replied. Tears blurred my eyes. So I'm just nothing now? She grabbed her bag. You're holding me back. That sentence broke something in me. I followed her to the door. Look at me, She avoided my eyes. I'm sorry. No, you're not, I said. She opened the door. Take care of yourself. Was any of it real? I asked. She paused. At the time. Then she left. I stood there long after the door closed. My phone buzzed. It was Marcus. Did she do it? He asked. She chose him, I said. Man, come over, he said. You shouldn't be alone. I walked outside like a ghost. When Marcus opened the door, I collapsed onto his couch. She said I wasn't enough, I said. Marcus cursed. She doesn't deserve you. I begged, I whispered. I actually begged. He put a hand on my shoulder. You were in love. I hate myself, I said. You're hurt, he replied. I lost everything, I said. He said my name, but his voice felt far away. I stared at the ceiling. Images of her smile burned my mind. I felt anger, then shame, then emptiness. That night, when Marcus finally fell asleep, I lay there alone. Love was gone. Pride was gone. All I had left was silence and the sound of my own breathing, reminding me that I was still here, even though I didn't know why. I slept on a broken couch that smelled like dust and old sweat. Every morning I told myself, just get up, and every morning I didn't. My phone kept buzzing. Marcus. Work. Unknown numbers. I turned it face down. Lazy, I whispered. Pathetic. Lena's voice replayed in my head. Love isn't enough anymore. I said it out loud, mocking myself. Love isn't enough. By the third day, my stomach hurt more than my heart. I opened the fridge. Nothing, I said. I went to work late again. My boss stood near the office door. You're late, he said. I know, I replied. You've been late all week, he said. I'm dealing with something, I said. Dottie's side. Everyone is. So that's it? I asked. That's it, he said. Turn in your badge. I nodded like I didn't care. Outside I laughed once, loud and ugly. Jobless too, I said. I walked home instead of taking the bus. Every step felt heavy. At the apartment building, Mrs. Alvarez was watering plants. You look thin, she said. I'm fine, I replied. She frowned. You haven't paid rent. I will, I said quickly. She studied my face. Did she leave you? I froze. Yes. She handed me a sandwich wrapped in foil. Eat. I can't accept that, I said. You can, she replied. Pride doesn't fill stomachs. I ate in front of her. My hands shook. You're a good boy, she said. You just fell. I feel useless, I admitted. She tapped her cane. You are breathing. That means something. I laughed bitterly. Does it? Yes, she said. It means you're not done. I went upstairs and lay on the couch again. I stared at the ceiling. No one is coming, I told myself. I waited anyway. Hours passed. Night came. Hunger came back. I said, get up, but my body didn't move. I thought about calling Lena. I didn't. I thought about blaming Ethan. I didn't. I thought about blaming myself. That part was easy. You failed, I said. The silence answered. I curled into myself. Shame burned hotter than anger. Somewhere inside me something changed. The pain stopped screaming. It settled. I whispered, fine. I didn't know what that meant yet. I only knew I would survive, even if survival felt ugly, lonely, and cold. I checked my phone again. No messages. No missed calls. Of course, I said. I lay there listening to pipes knock and neighbors laugh. Life kept moving without me. Get up, I told myself again. Nothing happened. I smelled the couch. It smelled like failure, like sweat and old nights. You deserve this, I said. My chest hurt, my head hurt, everything hurt. I imagined my future. Blank, empty. Nobody's coming, I repeated. That truth finally sank in. If I wanted to live, I would have to drag myself forward. No rescue, no apology. No mercy. Just me. I closed my eyes and breathed. Stay alive, I whispered. That was the goal. Not happiness. Not revenge. Just survival. For now, I promised myself one thing. I wouldn't disappear. Even if it hurt. The pain had teeth. I learned to live with it. Tomorrow felt far away. But tomorrow still existed. I stayed where I was, breathing, waiting, broken, but not completely gone. Yet I endured. I stared at the ceiling while the clock on my phone glowed 3 a.m. Sleep refused to come. Just quit, I told myself. Nobody would care. The room was quiet except for my breathing. I sat up and rubbed my face. What are you even fighting for? I asked the dark. No answer came. I picked up my phone. The screen was cracked, just like everything else in my life. As I scrolled, my thumb froze. Daniel, an old message blinked back at me. You ever want to stop surviving and start building, call me. I laughed softly. That was a joke, right? I remembered him at work, always talking about risks, always dreaming big. You said I was scared, I muttered. The memory replayed in my head. You're smart, Daniel had said back then. You just play safe. I can't afford risks, I'd replied. He smiled. You can't afford not to. I locked my phone and tossed it aside. Look at you now, I said. Safe and miserable. My chest tightened. This is it then? I thought about Lena, about Ethan, about the couch. About Mrs. Alvarez's sandwich. I'm tired, I whispered. I'm tired of being weak. I picked up the phone again. My hand shook. What if he laughs? I asked myself, what if he doesn't? Another voice answered. I hesitated. I have nothing left. I pressed call. The phone rang once. Twice. Hello? Daniel said, sleepy. It's me, I said. I'm sorry, it's late. There was a pause. Man, is something wrong? I need help, I said. I don't know where else to go. He sat up. What happened? She left, I said. I lost my job. I'm broke. Another pause. You okay? No, I said honestly. But I want to change. You remember what I offered? He asked. Yes, I said. The business idea. You said no, he reminded me. I was scared, I replied. I still am. So why call now? He asked. Because staying like this scares me more, I said. He exhaled slowly. It won't be easy. I don't want easy, I said. I want out. He laughed softly. You serious? Yes, I said. I'm done running. All right, he said. Meet me tomorrow. Really? I asked. Really? He said. But this is work, long hours, no guarantees. I understand, I said. I'm ready. Good, he replied. Get some rest. We hung up. I sat there staring at the phone. Nothing had changed yet, but something inside me had moved. You chose, I told myself. I stood up and looked around the room. This is where it ends, I said. I didn't feel strong. I didn't feel confident, but I felt alive. I lay back down and closed my eyes. I won't stay poor forever, I whispered. The words felt strange on my tongue. I didn't fully believe them, but for the first time in a long while, I wanted to. I showed up early every day. Daniel noticed immediately. You're serious now, he said. I don't have a choice, I replied. The office was loud, messy, and unforgiving. People argued. Screens flashed red. Mistakes were public. You messed that up, Daniel said one night. Fix it. I will, I said. I failed again the next day. This isn't for everyone, a coworker muttered. I clenched my jaw. It's for me. Daniel pulled me aside. You can quit. I won't, I said. That was when I met Claire. She walked in carrying a folder, calm in the chaos. You're the new one, she said. Yes, I replied. And Claire, she said. Finance. I'm learning, I said. She looked at my screen. You're slow, but not stupid. Thanks, I said. She shrugged. I don't lie. Days blurred together. I stopped checking my phone. Daniel said, You're here too much. I don't sleep anyway, I replied. Mistakes piled up. So did lessons. Claire sat beside me one evening. Why are you pushing this hard? I'm tired of being nothing, I said. She nodded. Pain is useful if you aim it. I worked harder. When my head filled with Lena's voice, I typed faster. She chose money, I told myself, so earn it. Daniel watched me late one night. You're different. I have to be, I said. You're angry, he said. Yes, I replied, but focused. Claire handed me a report. Fix this. I will, I said. You don't complain, she noted. I can't afford to, I said. Failure stopped feeling personal. It became fuel. When I messed up, I stayed later. When I doubted myself, I remembered the couch. Daniel said, You're improving. Not enough, I replied. Claire said, You're rebuilding. I laughed softly. From zero. She looked at me. Zero is honest. Weeks passed. Money didn't come yet. Respect did. I stood straighter. I spoke less. I listened more. Daniel clapped my shoulder. You belong here. I nodded. I'm not leaving. That night I walked home exhausted. I thought about Lena. It hurt. Then I opened my laptop again. Not tonight. I told the memory pain didn't control me anymore. I controlled where it went. I wasn't healed, but I was moving. I kept working while others left. You should rest, Daniel said. I will later, I replied. Claire checked my numbers. Better. Still not enough, I said. She smiled slightly. You're learning patience. I don't have patience, I said. You're building it, she replied. I stopped going out. I stopped explaining myself. Work became my answer. When anger rose, I used it. When sadness came, I worked through it. I didn't feel proud yet, but I felt capable, and that was new. Pain no longer begged me to stop. It pushed me forward. I let it. I was leaving the office when I heard a laugh I knew too well. I turned and saw Lena near the entrance of a luxury store, dressed in clothes I could never afford before. Ethan stood beside her, confident and loud. Lena, I said without thinking. She looked at me, confused. Yes? It's me, I said, her eyes narrowed. Oh, right, you look different. I am, I replied. Ethan smiled like he owned the street. You know this guy? She nodded. We used to date. Used to, Ethan repeated, amused. I extended my hand. Nice to meet you. He ignored it. What do you do now? I work, I said. Lena laughed politely. He always said that. I felt calm. That surprised me. You look busy, I said to her. We are, she replied. Shopping. Of course, I said. Ethan leaned closer. Some people move up. Some don't. I shrugged. Life's funny, he frowned. Is that sarcasm? No, I said. Just truth. Sophie stepped out of the store then. Lena, they didn't have your size. She looked at me. Aha, I'm Sophie. I know, I said. We've met. She studied me. You look healthier. Thanks, I replied. Lena crossed her arms. We should go. Sophie hesitated. It was nice seeing you. You too, I said. Ethan scoffed. Don't fall behind, I smiled slightly. I won't. They walked away. I stood there breathing slowly. Sophie turned back. Wait. She jogged over. Are you okay? I'm fine, I said. She nodded. You seem stronger. I learned, I replied. She smiled warmly. Good. Lena called her name. Sophie sighed. Take care, Sophie said. You too, I answered. They left. I didn't chase. I didn't ache. Inside, something settled. I realized I didn't need to prove anything. I had already changed. I walked away from the store feeling lighter. My phone buzzed, but I ignored it. I replayed Lena's eyes, not angry, just distant. That distance used to scare me. Now it felt quiet. You okay? A voice asked. It was Marcus calling again later. I saw her, I said. How bad? He asked. Not bad, I replied. Just clear. That's new, he said. I didn't feel small, I told him. He laughed. About time. I ended the call and kept walking. I thought about Sophie's smile. It was honest. No judgment, no pity. For the first time, I wasn't chasing closure. I already had it. I whispered, I'm different now, and I believed it. I remembered Ethan's smirk and felt nothing. That scared me more than anger ever did. I used to measure myself by their reactions. Now I measured myself by my calm. I stopped near the crosswalk and laughed once. Look at you, I said. Still standing. The light changed. I stepped forward, not looking back. My past stayed behind me. My future waited. I felt it in my steps. Slow, steady, real. I didn't win anything that day. But I didn't lose myself either. That was enough. I went home smiling, knowing the balance had shifted. Quiet power felt better than loud pride. I breathed deep and kept moving forward alone. The night felt different now. I welcomed it. Change had finally begun, and I was ready for whatever came next. I didn't fear it anymore. Not at all. Ever. Money started showing up in my account, but peace didn't come with it. Daniel leaned back and said, We're finally winning. I nodded. Winning feels heavy. That's responsibility, he replied. Emails never stopped. Numbers moved fast. Mistakes cost more now. One afternoon, I found files missing. Daniel, I said, check the logs. He frowned. Someone accessed restricted data. I already knew who. I called Ryan, a minor partner. We need to talk. He laughed nervously. What's up? You moved money, I said, quietly. Silence. I was going to pay it back, he said. You broke trust, I replied. Don't be dramatic, he said. We're making plenty. I took a breath. Old me would have yelled. This ends clean, I said. You step away. You can't do that, he snapped. I already did, I replied. Check your email. He cursed and hung up. Daniel stared at me. You didn't even flinch, I learned, I said. That night, Sophie called. Are you busy? She asked. Always, I replied. Coffee? She said that. I hesitated, then agreed. She studied my face. You look tired. I am, I said. Good tired or broken tired? She asked. Both, I admitted. She smiled gently. Talk to me. I told her about Ryan. You stayed calm, she said. I wanted to explode, I said. But you didn't, she replied. That matters. I used to react, I said. It cost me everything. She nodded. I saw that before. With Lena? I asked. Yes, she said. She looked past people. I didn't. I looked at her. You never treated me like I was small, she shrugged. I saw effort. We sat quietly. I messed things up, she said. I choose the wrong people too. I chose comfort over self-respect, I said. She shook her head. You chose love. That excuse ruined me, I said. It taught you, she replied. I laughed softly. You sound like Claire. She's smart, Sophie said. So are you, I replied. She raised an eyebrow. Careful. I mean it, I said. We talked about work, fear, pressure. I'm scared of losing control, I admitted. That means you care, she said. I don't want to become cold, I said. You're not, she replied. You're careful. That word stayed with me. When we stood to leave, she said, I'm glad you're okay. I am, I said. Different, but okay. She smiled. I noticed. Walking home, my phone buzzed again. Numbers, deadlines, demands. Success asked for everything, but I wasn't empty this time. I handled problems without burning myself. I set boundaries. I slept less, but thought clearer. Daniel said, You're leading now. I'm learning, I replied. That night, I checked my reflection. You didn't break. I told myself. I thought about Sophie's eyes. Honest. Steady. She saw me before money did. That mattered more than I expected. I turned off my phone and sat quietly. Success had a price. I was finally paying it wisely. Not with my dignity, not with my soul. I closed my eyes and breathed. Tomorrow would test me again. I would be ready. Calm. Focus. Still myself. And stronger. Marcus called me in the middle of the day. You sitting down? He asked. I'm working, I said. What's wrong? It's Ethan, he said. His company is bleeding. I stayed quiet. That's not my business. He's laying people off, Marcus continued. Loans, lawsuits, the whole mess. And Lena? I asked, surprised by my calm. She moved out, he said. No more luxury. I closed my eyes. I don't feel happy. That's growth, Marcus replied. I don't feel sad either, I said. That's healing, he said. We hung up. Later, Sophie met me for lunch. You look distracted, she said. Just news, I replied. About her? She asked. Yes, I admitted. She stirred her drink. She always chased shine. I looked at her. You knew it would end like this. I hoped I was wrong, she said. I hesitated. Why did you stay friends with her? She smiled sadly. History, guilt. Did she treat you well? I asked. Sophie laughed once. No, I frowned. Why didn't you say anything before? Would you have listened? She asked gently. I didn't answer. She talked down to me, Sophie said. Used me. Compared me. That's not okay, I said. She needed someone smaller, Sophie replied. You grew. I didn't fit. I felt anger rise, then fade. She lost more than money, I said. Yes, Sophie agreed. She lost people. We sat in silence. I used to imagine revenge, I admitted. Proving her wrong, and now? She asked. I don't need to, I said. She smiled. That's the best kind. I checked my phone. A message from an unknown number appeared. There was Lena. Can we talk? I stared at it. You don't have to reply, Sophie said. I know, I replied. I put the phone away. How do you feel? Sophie asked. Clear, I said. Not angry, not proud. That's peace, she said. I studied her face. You always listened. She shrugged. I saw you trying. That mattered, I said. She looked surprised. It did? Yes, I replied. More than you know. That evening, Marcus called again. She cried, he said. Asked about you. I hope she heals, I said. Really? He asked. Yes, I said. Just not with me. I walked home slowly. Karma didn't arrive loud. It didn't announce itself. It just happened. I didn't push. I didn't gloat. I didn't save anyone. I watched the scales balance on their own. That night, Sophie texted. Thanks for listening today. Anytime, I replied. I lay in bed thinking, revenge used to feel powerful, but silence felt stronger. I didn't win by taking, I won by letting go. Somewhere, Lena was learning lessons alone. I didn't need to see it. I didn't need proof. My life was moving forward. Quietly. Steadily. Honestly. Karma had done its work. I just stayed out of the way, and for the first time, that felt right. I slept peacefully. Without dreams. Without anger. Just rest. Finally. I woke up lighter, ready for tomorrow. And whatever truth it brought. Welcomed it. Calmly. Completely. Lena messaged me again the next morning. Can we please talk? I stared at the screen for a long time before replying. 1 hour. Public place. She answered immediately. Thank you. We met at a quiet cafe. She stood when she saw me, nervous, smaller than I remembered. Hi, she said. Hi, I replied, sitting down. She twisted her hands. You look good. Thank you, I said. I didn't know if you'd come, she said. I almost didn't, I replied. She swallowed. I'm sorry. I waited. I hurt you, she continued. I was selfish. I chose comfort over love. I know, I said calmly. She blinked. You're not angry? I was, I said. Not anymore. Tears filled her eyes. I regret everything. I believe you, I said. She reached across the table. I didn't take her hand. I lost everything, she said. Ethan, the money, myself. I heard, I replied. I think about you all the time, she said. What we had. I nodded. I think about it too. Hope flashed across her face. Then maybe, no, I said gently. Her shoulders dropped. I deserve that. You deserve honesty, I said. So listen. She wiped her cheeks. I am. You broke something in me, I said. Not my heart, my trust. She sobbed quietly. I was scared. So was I replied. I just didn't run. She looked down. I didn't see your value. I know, I said. I see it now, she whispered. That's the problem, I said. You see it now, she shook her head. I'd do anything to fix it. I wouldn't, I replied. She looked up, confused. Why? Because I fixed myself, I said. Without you. Silence filled the space between us. You don't hate me, she said. No, I replied. I just don't need you. That hurt her more than anger ever could. I loved you, she said. I loved you too, I said. That's why this ends. She nodded slowly. Is there someone else? Yes, I said honestly. Her eyes closed. Is she better than me? She's different, I said. She didn't look down on me. Lena let out a shaky breath. I'm proud of you. Thank you, I said. I wish I was stronger back then, she said. So do I replied. We stood up. Take care of yourself, I said. She hesitated. Goodbye. Goodbye, I said. I walked out without looking back. Outside, I breathed deeply. My hands were steady. I felt sad, but I felt free. I didn't win by hurting her. I won by choosing myself. I checked my phone. A message from Sophie waited. You okay? Yes, I typed. I am. I started walking. For once. My past didn't follow me. The door was closed. Locked. And I didn't want the key anymore. I felt light. Complete. Untouchable. I smiled and kept moving forward, exactly where I belonged. Sophie met me at the cafe again. She smiled when she saw me. You look calmer. I am, I said, mostly. She laughed. Mostly counts. We ordered drinks and sat by the window. I felt like I could breathe. You've changed, she said. But not like her wanted you to. No, I said. I changed for me. And you noticed. I always noticed, she replied softly. Even back then. I looked at her. Why me? You didn't make me feel small, she said. That's rare, I swallowed. I'm not used to people seeing me for me. She reached for my hand. I like who you are, not what you have. The words hit me harder than any insult or betrayal. I never had that before. Then don't settle for less, she said. We talked about everything: fear, failure, trust. I'm scared I'll mess it up, I admitted. You might, she said. But I'll be honest with you. We figure it out together. I like that, I said. It's new. She smiled. Healthy, right? Very, I said. Unlike other relationships. She nodded. You learned the hard way. I did, I admitted. I thought love meant endurance. I learned it means respect. And happiness, she added. Not revenge, not proving yourself. Exactly, I said. I don't want to prove anything anymore. Good, she said. Because I'm not interested in the old you. I want the real you. I hope she likes what she sees, I joked softly. Sophie laughed. She already did. You're still standing. I watched her. Her eyes were steady, warm, honest. No judgment. No pressure, just presence. I feel safe, I said quietly. That's how it should feel, she replied. We finished our drinks and walked outside. The sun was setting. I realized I didn't care if anyone saw us. I didn't need approval. I don't need revenge, I said aloud. Good, Sophie said. You deserve better than that. I smiled. I do. And I found it. Her hand brushed mine. Then take it, I squeezed her hand. I will. For the first time I didn't feel anxious, ashamed, or inadequate. Just present. Just happy. I like this version of life, I said. So do I, Sophie said. We walked home slowly, talking, laughing, sharing small secrets. I realized then I was choosing happiness, not bitterness. The past didn't follow. It couldn't. I had someone who lifted me instead of judging me. And that felt stronger than anything I had ever wanted. I breathed in. Finally unafraid, I whispered to myself, this is enough. It had to be. And it was, I smiled. Truly. I stood at the altar, heart pounding, but not with fear. With clarity. Sophie appeared, smiling softly, radiant in simplicity. You ready? She whispered. More than ever, I said. Marcus leaned over. You look different, strong. I am, I replied. Thanks for everything. Daniel clapped me on the shoulder. You made it. I did, I said quietly. Claire adjusted the decorations. It's perfect. It's simple, I said, just like we wanted. Sophie took my hand. I can't believe this day is here. I said. Because we built it. The ceremony began. Vows exchanged. Promises made. Every word felt honest. I promise to respect you, I said, to support you. To never look down or make you small. I promise to be present, even in fear or failure. Sophie's eyes glistened. I promise the same. To honor your dreams, to be honest, to love the real you. The officiant smiled. You may kiss. We did, calmly, completely. Afterward, people clapped. I felt pride, not arrogance. Satisfaction, not vengeance. Marcus leaned in. You look happy. I am, I said, truly. Daniel laughed. You survived everything. I did, I replied. And more than survived. Claire smiled. You've grown. Yes, I said, from shame to this. We posed for photos, laughed at minor mishaps, and I realized none of this would have been possible without every failure before. Later, my phone buzzed. Lena. I opened her message. Saw the photos online, she said. Congratulations. I stared at her words. Nothing stirred. No longing, no anger. Just calm. I showed Sophie. She smiled gently. You're free. I am, I said. We danced. Music swirled around us. I caught Sophie's eyes and felt complete. The sun was setting outside. Light streaming through the windows, soft and warm. I thought about the broken couch, the lost jobs, the nights of despair. Every step had led here. Every tear had shaped me. I whispered quietly. I didn't need revenge. Sophie leaned on my shoulder. No, she said. You needed yourself. Double quotes exactly. I watched friends laughing, the future waiting. Life moving forward. No grudges, no bitterness. Only gratitude for Marcus, Daniel, Claire, Sophie, for the pain that taught me strength. For me, I felt it settle in my chest. Peace. Deep, unshakable peace. Sophie squeezed my hand. You okay? Better than okay, I said. I'm home. We looked at each other, smiling. Words weren't necessary. I didn't win by hurting anyone. I won by becoming someone better, stronger, kinder, whole. The day faded, but I held this moment. Perfect in its quiet triumph. And I knew, finally, I was exactly where I belonged. Forever moving forward. At peace. Complete. I sit in my study, Sophie beside me, the city lights painting the walls. I think about the man I used to be. I used to believe I was poor, I say aloud. You weren't, Sophie replies. You were just unfinished. I nod. Exactly. Poverty wasn't my curse. Fear was. Fear of failure. Fear of being laughed at. Fear of being less than myself. I saw it, she says softly. But you faced it. I had to, I say. Lena made me feel small. Ethan made me feel weak. I let them define me once. I can't anymore. You're stronger now, Sophie says. Yes, I admit. Not because I have money or respect or a title, because I fought through myself. I pick up a photo from my desk. The broken couch, Marcus sitting beside me staring at nothing. I lost a lot, I whisper. And you gained more, Sophie says. I lost love, I continue. Pride. Dignity at times. I begged, I failed, I cried, but I learned to survive, to rebuild, to value myself. And you did, she says, her hand finding mine. I thought revenge would fix me, I say. I wanted her to regret. To feel what I felt, but that never mattered. I mattered. That was the lesson. Sophie smiles. You learned it well, I close my eyes. I'm grateful for the pain. Every insult, every heartbreak, every night on that couch. I'm grateful for the struggle that refused to let me stay the same. You embraced it, she says. Yes, I reply. I finally embraced myself, my work, my growth, my choices. I'm not broken anymore. Not by her, not by anyone. I look at Sophie. You never looked down on me. You never judged my fear. That's why this works. You faced it, she says. And you didn't stop, I laugh softly. I wanted to, many times. But the man I am now didn't give up. I had to fight myself first. And you won, she whispers. Yes, I say. I did. I think about Lena, the messages, the regrets, the apologies. I release them all. Not because I forgive her, not because I need to, but because I don't need that weight anymore. I don't feel anger. I tell Sophie, I don't even feel pity. I just feel free. That's real victory, she says. I am finished, I say quietly. Not perfect, not done learning, but finished with fear. Finished with shame. Finished with being defined by others. Sophie leans against me. You've earned this peace. I have, I reply. And I will keep earning it every day. Life will test me. It always does, but I know now I'm never poor. I was just unfinished. And now I'm whole. I smile, looking out at the city. My past, my failures, my losses, they are all behind me. I feel light. I feel strong. I survived, I whisper to myself. I grew. I became someone I can be proud of. Sophie squeezes my hand. And you are. Yes, I say, finally at peace. I am. I close my eyes. The struggle is over, but the gratitude remains. Quiet, deep, true. I am free. I am whole. I am finished.